Her words still hang in the air, razor sharp, even though it's been weeks since she spat them. If you can't handle me sleeping with the CEO and your friends, then leave. They're real men, not impotent. She expected me to shout, to crumble, to beg. Instead, I smiled, coldly, calmly, the kind of smile that frightened her for a second before pride pulled her back. "As you wish," I whispered. She thought that was surrender. She had no idea it was the beginning. For years, I built a life around her. Every late-night project, every overtime hour, every promotion, my hands bled so hers never had to. We had laughter once, quiet mornings in bed, shared secrets over cheap wine when money was thin. My 3 closest friends, men I trusted as brothers, sat at our table countless times. They were family. We shared victories, failures, and everything in between. And the CEO? He was more than her boss. He was the symbol of everything I was fighting toward: security, recognition, power. They all knew what she meant to me, which is why their betrayal cut deeper than a blade. It started small, a glance too long across the dinner table, her phone lighting up at midnight, face down, a sudden distance in her touch. Then, one night, I came home early. Laughter echoed from the living room. My wife's laugh, but not the one she gave me. Softer, breathier, dangerous. I stood outside the door, listening. Her voice, one of my friends answering, then another joining. Then silence, followed by a sound I'll never forget. The next morning, I played the fool, pretended I hadn't heard. I watched her text under the sheets, eyes shining with excitement meant for someone else. For them. My anger hardened into something colder, something useful. Revenge isn't rage, it's patience dressed as inevitability. First, I studied patterns: who she met, when she left, which hotel rooms they favored, the CEO's car parked outside discreet motels, my friends slipping away with weak excuses. Second, I documented: photos, videos, screenshots, enough evidence to turn reputations into ashes. Third, I prepared the weapon. Not a gun, not a knife, too quick, too messy. I chose poison, an art that requires precision, intelligence, and restraint. I spent nights researching compounds, interactions, symptoms. I needed something subtle but synchronized, something that wouldn't kill instantly, but would drag them together into suffering, exposed, helpless, dependent on the very man they betrayed. It was easier than I thought. My wife loved hosting dinners, so I let her plan one last evening. The CEO came, smug in his tailored suit. My friends followed, laughing too loudly, pretending loyalty. I cooked, smiled, toasted to friendship. They ate greedily, drank deeply. I watched their lips touch the food I'd prepared, each bite sealing their fate. My heart beat slow. My smile never broke. By dawn, it began. Nausea, sweats, stomach cramps, all of them simultaneously. My wife doubled over first. The CEO followed, then each friend in turn. By morning, they were all in the ER. 5 of them lined up in hospital beds, pale and shivering, unable to understand why they shared the same agony. I sat in the waiting area, calm, composed. The doctor entered, holding their charts, his expression grave. "Guys," he said, voice heavy, "this is hard to say, but your conditions match exactly. Poisoning. Someone close to you did this." The silence that followed was exquisite. Their eyes darted toward one another. Distrust bloomed instantly. My wife's eyes finally landed on me. I let her see it, the truth buried in my calm stare. No words, no accusations. Just the quiet revelation that I knew, that I had always known. Later, when the chaos settled, I walked into her hospital room. She was weak, pale, barely able to lift her head. "Why?" she whispered, her voice breaking. I leaned close, my tone as calm as it was that night. "Because you mistook silence for weakness. Because you thought betrayal could be hidden in shadows forever. And because you needed to learn that every choice has a price." She tried to cry, but the tears wouldn't come. The IV beeped beside her, mocking in its rhythm. My friends stared from their beds down the hall, suspicion already fracturing their bond. The CEO sat in silence, stripped of his arrogance, knowing how headlines would shred him when the truth surfaced. I didn't have to lift a hand again. They were finished. Their bodies broken, reputations collapsing, friendships shattered. By the time the poison cleared, the damage was irreversible. The CEO lost his position. Whispers of scandal spread like wildfire. My friends' families turned on them, disgusted by what surfaced. My wife became a ghost of herself. No allies, no trust, no man left standing beside her. And me? I walked away clean. No evidence, no suspicion. Just the cold smile of a man who had already mourned what was lost long before he struck. People ask if revenge heals. It doesn't. The wound remains. But it becomes quiet, controlled. When I left her in that hospital bed, I didn't look back. She whispered my name, a plea, a regret too late to matter. I kept walking, out the doors, into the cool night air, free. My final words echo only in my mind, never aloud. You wanted real men. You got them. But in the end, it was me, the man you underestimated, who decided your fate. And that is enough.